Okay, so number 6 talks about the figures below are similar isosceles triangles that have a proportional relationship. So it says all the triangles are proportional. Says the relationship between the base and the leg within each triangle. What is the constant of proportionality that relates to the length of the base over the length of the leg? So you would set it up. They're all the same. If you notice, 1.5 and 3, they're all kind of the same. So you would say 1.5 over 3, and you could do it x over 1, or you could just divide 1.5 by 3, and you should get 0.5 or 1/2 should be your answer there. And all of them would be the same. What do you have there? Okay, so your next page, number 7, Danny's, okay, so you don't need this word right here, filled her truck with the 20.5 gallons of unleaded gas. If she had to pay a total of $65 at the pump, what is the constant of proportionality? That relates to the cost in dollars of the number of gallons. So you would write a WKU, but you're really looking for a unit rate here, okay? So the constant of proportionality is your unit rate. So your cost over gallons is 65 over 20.5. How much for 1 gallon? Okay, so 65 divided by 20.5. And you should have gotten 3. Okay, it's like this big, long number. Like this. But I'm going to go out there. We're talking dollars and cents. So you're going to look at the penny spot, which is the hundred spot. Look behind it. It's 5 or less, 4. 5 or more, 4 or less. So it's 4 or less. So we're going to stay the same. Okay, number 8. At the paperclip factory. They can make 100,000 paper clips each day, and they use 200 boxes for packing of paper clips. If the number of boxes needed for packing is proportional to the number of batteries, how many more? That's the key word. Okay? Would it be needed on the day that 150,000 are produced? So if you do a WKU, your words would be paper clips to boxes. 100,000 to 200 boxes, 150,000 to X. And if you multiply these, you should get X equals 300. But that is not my answer. That is how many paper clips, boxes they need for 150,000. It asks how many more. So you would take 300 minus 200, and you would get 100 boxes of paper clips. And that is my answer. Okay. Number 9. Travis is trying to figure out where to buy a new pair of shoes. He has 2 different ads from the stores. He only needs to buy 1 pair. We need to see which one's cheaper. Okay, so we've got to find store A and store B and compare them. So it has to do with the percent. So what are we going to use? Percent proportion. So I'm going to use that is over of equals percent over 100. So if I do that right here, I already know it's 25%. So we talked about this, and Miss Ballou brought it up, and Mr. Brooks brought it up. If you're getting 25% off, that's not how much you're paying. That's how much you're getting discounted. So once we find this answer, what do we have to do with our number? Subtract it, okay? So we're going to say 25 times 54 is 1350. 100 times X is 100X. 25 times 54, okay? So divide by 100, divide by 100. So we're going to get $13.50 off. So we're going to subtract that from 54. And so store A is going to be $40.50 is our final cost before tax. Okay, store B is going to be more expensive, but there's a bigger percentage off. Which one do you think it's going to be? I think store A, but okay, so 62 times 30 is 1860. Okay, so we would divide both sides by 100. So we would get 1860 off, okay? So $62 minus 1860. So this is 43.40. I could write that in red. So which one is cheaper? Store A. Store A is the better buy. Okay. Our last page. Salazar was building a birdhouse. He had 30 inches of wood. However, the instructions are in centimeters. If 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters, how much wood does he need? Okay, this is a straight WKU. There are 3 numbers we need to put into place, but we must define our known. Okay, we have to define our known. So our words are inches over centimeters. Our known is this piece right here, not the 30. That's the part we don't know because we don't know what goes with it. So 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. How many inches equals, nope, sorry, how many, 30 inches equals how many centimeters? So we would say 30 times 2.54. X is going to equal 76.2 centimeters. And then 11, I'm going to kind of hit these quickly. The table below shows Aveline's budget last month. What percent of Aveline's monthly budget was spent on rent? Okay, so that's a part over a whole, percent over 100. We don't know the percent, so that's our X. Our rent was $750. The total is $1,550. Okay, so $1,550 is $1,550x. 750 times 100 is 75,000. We divide that by 1,550. And we get 48.38709. So 48.39% she spends on rent. That's pretty high rent for her budget. Okay, Anika, there's some extra words in here we need to mark out, so make sure you're paying attention. Anika earns $1,200 per month working a part-time job. She wants to save a total of, we're going to say $4,800 for college, which works out to $400 a month. What percentage of Anika's total and monthly budget goes to her college savings? Okay, it's a part over whole, percent over 100. We're looking for the percent. What's the part we know? How much she wants to save a month? What does she do that? $400. How much does she make? Okay, so 400 times 100 is 40,000. 1,200x equals 40,000. Divide both sides by 1,200. And we're going to get 33.33% every month. So she got to save a third of her budget to pay for college. Okay, number 13 is the last one, and that's, we kind of changed it a little bit on the test, so hopefully it'll be better, more like this one. But it says, Rogelio got a letter from his insurance company that said the prices were increasing by 6%. So this is a percent increase. Originally, he paid $75, so our original goes on the bottom. What is the cost of his new insurance? Well, it went up 6%. Okay, how much is his new cost? So 75 times 6 is $450. 100 times x is 100x. X is going to equal 4.5. So that's in addition to his original insurance. So 75 plus 4.5 is 79.5. So that's what his new price is going to pay. Okay?